My dear friends, I'm Dr. David and I've just turned 60. Over the past 30 years, I've met thousands of patients, most of them in their 50s, 60s, or even 70s. They come to me with the same concern. Why is my body getting weaker so fast even though I eat well and exercise regularly? I still remember a man named Robert, 68 years old. He was an engineer, active and strong, and never missed a morning workout. But recently he told me, "Doctor, I still work out, I still eat meat, I still drink whey protein, but I feel like I'm losing my strength little by little." When I examined him, I found that his muscle mass had dropped even though his weight was the same. The problem wasn't a lack of protein or laziness. It was that his body had run out of collagen, that invisible glue that keeps muscles firm and flexible. I remember telling him something I've shared with many patients since then. Muscles don't get weak because of age. They weaken because we lose our silent friend collagen. Most people think collagen is just for beautiful skin or wrinkles, but in truth, it's the very framework of our body's strength. Without collagen, muscle fibers lose connection, joints loosen, and every step becomes heavier. Think back to the last time your legs felt tired climbing the stairs or your hands trembled lifting something familiar. That's not just age talking. It's your body quietly reminding you that collagen is fading away. And trust me, once you understand it, you can help your body rebuild collagen naturally to stay strong, flexible, and confident even past 60. You see, after years of research, I've come to think of collagen as invisible strings woven throughout our entire body. It's in your skin, tendons, ligaments, bones, and every tiny muscle fiber. If protein is the raw material that builds muscle, then collagen is the glue that holds it all together, giving structure, resilience, and balance. But after age 50, our natural collagen production slows down. Each year, we lose about 1 to 1.5% of our body's collagen, and if we don't replenish it, our muscles slowly but surely grow weaker. You'll notice it not in the mirror, but when you climb stairs and feel fatigued, squat, and feel shaky or lift a bag and your grip gives out. One of my patients, Linda, 64 years old, once said, "Doctor, I still walk every day, but it feels like my legs don't talk to my body anymore." That sentence stayed with me for a long time. Because when collagen disappears, muscles lose elasticity like an old rubber band. It's still there, but it's lost its bounce. That's why many people work out faithfully, yet their muscles still shrink. They focus only on protein, forgetting the foundation of firmness, collagen. Here's the interesting part. Collagen doesn't just help you maintain muscle. It affects your balance, recovery, speed, and flexibility. Recent studies in the US show that people over 60 who get enough collagen maintain up to 25% more muscle mass and reduce their risk of falling by nearly 30% compared to those who don't. I always tell my patients, you can't stop time, but you can slow down the body's decline by taking care of your collagen. Imagine each muscle fiber in your body as a small bridge. When that bridge is held up by strong cables, you can cross easily. But when those cables weaken, every step becomes slower and heavier. That's why maintaining collagen is how you preserve freedom in every movement of old age. And believe me, your body still has the ability to rebuild collagen as long as you nourish it with the right foods and lifestyle. In the next part, I'll share 5 golden foods that naturally boost collagen production, helping you keep your muscles strong and steady even past 60. My dear friends, throughout my 30 years of practice, I've discovered that some of the simplest foods carry incredible healing power. And if there's one dish I wish everyone over 60 would return to starting today, it's bone broth. I can still see it clearly from my childhood, my mother, an Italian-American woman, waking up early every winter Sunday morning. She'd toss beef bones into a pot, add carrots, celery, onions, and a few peppercorns. The kitchen would fill with the warm aroma of simmering broth for hours. And by evening, she'd bring out a bowl of clear golden soup, gently steaming. No one in our home thought of it as a health food, but years later, when I became a doctor, I realized my mother had unknowingly given us a natural collagen elixir that science is only now beginning to understand. Bone broth contains gelatin, glycine, proline, and glutamine amino acids your body needs to build and regenerate collagen. When you simmer bones for hours, these nutrients are released, turning an ordinary pot of water into an elixir of youth, nourishing your strength from within. I once had a patient named Maria, 70 years old, who struggled with joint pain and muscle weakness for years. She had tried every supplement imaginable. But when I told her to start with just half a cup of bone broth each morning, that's when the real change began. 3 months later, she came back eyes bright saying, "Doctor, my joints don't crack in the mornings anymore. And my legs, they finally listened to me again." Her inflammation markers had dropped, her skin looked brighter, and her muscle density improved slightly. It wasn't magic, it was the steady, natural power of nourishing collagen, slow but lasting. People often ask me, "Doctor, can I just take collagen powder instead?" I usually smile and say, "You can." But nothing nourishes the body like something slow and natural, like a pot of warm broth gently simmering on your stove. Bone broth doesn't just provide building blocks for collagen, it also supports digestion, helping your body absorb nutrients better, which in turn strengthens collagen production. That's why I call it the meal of recovery. My dear friends, when you turn 60, what your body truly needs isn't luxury secrets. It's a return to the basics, the things that nourished us when we were young. A warm bowl of bone broth rich in nutrients not only warms your stomach, it warms your years because it nourishes from the roots every fiber of collagen, every cell, every memory of strength. And trust me, sometimes the secret to staying strong and flexible after 60 isn't found in a clinic, but right there in your kitchen. My dear friends, if bone broth is the collagen of the land, then fatty fish and fish skin are the collagen treasures of the sea. After many years as a doctor, I've seen that people who eat fish regularly, especially salmon, mackerel, sardines, or herring, maintain muscle health and flexible skin much longer than those who eat only red meat. Once during an annual health check at a retirement home in California, I met Mr. Peter, 72 years old, a retired sailor. Even in his 70s, he moved swiftly, spoke with energy, and had firm hands like a man half his age. Curious, I asked him for his secret. He laughed loudly. "Doctor, there's no secret. I've just eaten fish almost every day for the past 40 years. Later, when I checked his blood work, I found his inflammation markers were low liver, and heart functions were excellent, and his muscle mass was well maintained." I wasn't surprised at all. Fatty fish not only contains type I collagen, but also omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and protect muscles from oxidative damage. It's a perfect combination, collagen and healthy fat, providing strength that no other meat can match. However, here's something interesting that few people notice. The part of the fish richest in collagen is actually the skin, which many people throw away too quickly. In reality, fish skin is packed with marine collagen peptides, smaller molecules that are absorbed up to 1.5 times better than collagen from beef or pork. I often tell my patients, if you want to nourish your muscles and skin, don't be afraid to eat the fish skin. It's one of nature's best gifts from the sea. I know many people over 60 avoid fish because of its smell. But the truth is, with a little creativity, grilling the skin until crispy, steaming with ginger, or cooking a light sour soup with turmeric, you can enjoy delicious meals while feeding your body natural collagen. And I want you to remember this. Collagen isn't just about beauty, it's about movement, strength, and flexibility. Every piece of fish you eat, every meal you choose sends a message to your body: I'm still taking care of you. I'm rebuilding what time has taken. My dear friends, when you eat fish, think of it as giving your body a chance to regenerate not youth, but vitality. And that's the greatest gift the ocean gives us. Namrasirin and Awarsamorm. My dear friends, if there's one food that's affordable, easy to find, and secretly rich in collagen-building power, it's the humble egg. A small egg may look simple, but it's nature's perfect laboratory of life. I remember one of my older patients, Mr. Harold, 67, who once told me he avoided eggs because he was afraid of cholesterol. That's an old belief many still hold. But when I explained that the egg white is actually a treasure trove of collagen-supporting nutrients, he decided to change. 3 months later, he returned for a checkup and said, "Doctor, I eat 2 boiled eggs every morning now. I don't know if it's the eggs, but I feel stronger, and my hands don't shake anymore." Science fully supports this. Egg whites are rich in proline and glycine, the 2 key amino acids your body needs to make collagen. Proline is like the brick, and glycine is the glue. Together, they rebuild the collagen fibers that naturally wear down with age. Eggs also contain vitamins B, D, and choline, which support energy metabolism inside your cells, essential for keeping your muscles strong after 60. I often tell my patients, your body doesn't need complicated meals. Sometimes the simplest foods like an egg are enough to restart the engine of life. Many people think eating eggs daily is harmful, but research now shows that 1 to 2 eggs a day are perfectly safe, even beneficial for heart health, unless you have a specific metabolic condition. The key is how you cook them: boiled, steamed, or lightly fried in olive oil, not deep fried or paired with processed meats. I still remember one spring morning when I was making breakfast with my wife, who's also a nutritionist. She smiled and said, "It's funny, isn't it? We've lived half our lives and we've come back to the egg." And she was right. The more I study, the more I see that simplicity is the foundation of sustainable health. An egg isn't just food, it's a symbol of renewal, vitality, and the body's ability to heal. So if you want to strengthen your collagen, start with something small, one egg each morning. It's not just breakfast, it's a reminder that your body still has the power to rebuild, recover, and thrive even after 60. My dear friends, there are foods whose true value humanity only begins to understand after thousands of years of nature's nurturing. For me, seaweed is one of those miraculous gifts. The first time I visited Japan, I was served a bowl of simple miso soup with a few pieces of wakame floating gently on the surface. The elderly chef said to me, "We don't eat to feel full, doctor. We eat to nourish life within every cell." That sentence stayed with me forever. Seaweed, what many call the vegetables of the sea, is actually one of nature's rare green sources of collagen. Unlike animal collagen, seaweed doesn't contain collagen itself, but it naturally stimulates your body to produce it thanks to its high content of amino acids, bioactive peptides, and powerful antioxidants. Seaweed provides glycine, proline, and lysine, three key amino acids for collagen formation. It's also rich in iodine, zinc, iron, and vitamin K nutrients that strengthen muscles and connective tissue. Recent studies from Hokkaido University in Japan found that people over 60 who regularly include seaweed in their diet have up to 17% higher collagen density in skin and muscles compared to those who don't. I once had a 65-year-old patient, Mrs. Evelyn, who suffered from dry skin, weak muscles, and frequent joint pain. After I suggested she add seaweed salad or dried seaweed to her meals 3 times a week, she called me 2 months later, full of joy. "Doctor, my skin isn't dry anymore, and I can get out of bed without knee pain." I smiled. It wasn't magic, it was the natural power of the sea. Seaweed not only boosts collagen production, but also protects existing collagen by neutralizing free radicals, the main culprits of tissue aging. If you're new to seaweed, start small, add a bit to soup, sprinkle some in a salad, or enjoy a few unsalted seaweed snacks. Just a few times a week, and your body will feel the difference. My dear friends, I've always believed that nature has already prepared everything we need for health. We just forget to listen. Seaweed is a gentle reminder from the ocean that true strength doesn't always come from muscle, but from harmony between body, mind, and nature. Let every meal be a connection between earth, sea, and your own body. Because sometimes even a small bowl of seaweed soup can whisper a message of vitality, reminding you that life after 60 can still be full of energy and light. My dear friends, if bone broth is a symbol of nourishment from the earth and seaweed is a gift from the ocean, then chicken is the food of recovery and human connection. Countless times in our lives when we've been sick, tired, or recovering from surgery, a warm bowl of chicken soup is the first thing a loved one brings. That's why in America it's lovingly called chicken soup for the soul. From a medical point of view, I can tell you it's not just emotional comfort, it's biological healing. Chicken, especially the skin, tendons, and soft cartilage around joints, contains a large amount of type 2 collagen, the kind most vital for muscle regeneration and joint protection. When cooked slowly, these collagen fibers break down into easily absorbed gelatin that helps rebuild connective tissues and restore muscle strength. I remember a patient named Mr. Brown, 74 years old, who had lost muscle strength after a long hospital stay. He did physical therapy faithfully, but his progress was slow. One day I asked, "Mr. Brown, what do you eat to recover your strength?" He smiled, "Not much, doctor, vegetable soup or oatmeal." I told him try adding one bowl of chicken soup a day. Simple but consistent. 3 months later, he walked into my office steadier and stronger. He said joyfully, "Doctor, I don't know why, but I feel like I've got more energy." It wasn't magic. It was the natural result of nourishing the body with collagen. Chicken also contains glycine, arginine, and glutamine amino acids that reduce inflammation and help muscles recover after activity or injury. For older adults, I often advise Western, choose free-range chicken cooked slowly, not fried. Scenery, keep the skin and soft cartilage, that's where collagen lives. Toprimon, and if you can add vegetables like carrots, onions, and celery, their vitamins and minerals help collagen do its job better. My dear friends, every time I make chicken soup, I feel like I'm back in my mother's kitchen, where the aroma of broth blended with love and simple care. When we share a bowl of chicken soup, we share more than a meal, we share recovery, connection, and belief that our bodies can still heal even past 60. Let chicken soup be more than food. Let it be a small ritual of love and self-care. Because sometimes true healing begins with something as simple as a bowl of soup made with heart. My dear friends, when it comes to building collagen, many people only think about what to eat to add more. But after over 30 years in medicine, I've learned that sometimes what matters more is what we need to remove. You can drink bone broth, eat salmon, or steam eggs every morning. But if you continue feeding your body the silent enemies of collagen, all that effort will quietly disappear. Let me tell you some real stories about people who thought they were living healthy, yet unknowingly burned away their collagen every single day. And I hope that after this, you'll look at your plate with new eyes, more appreciation, more awareness. 1. Refined sugar, the sweet double-edged sword. In my clinic, there's a patient named Susan, 66 years old. She doesn't smoke or drink, and she eats fairly healthy, but she often said, "Doctor, my skin is getting more wrinkled, my arms feel loose, even though I do yoga and eat fish regularly." When I reviewed her diet, I saw the cause: sugar. Not from candy, but from the hidden sugars in her morning coffee bottle juices and even salad dressings. I told her, "Susan, collagen in your body is like a smooth fabric. But every spoon of sugar you add is like pouring glue over it, making it stiff, brittle, and easy to tear. That's called glycation when sugar molecules bind to proteins in your body, including collagen-forming compounds known as ages-advanced glycation end products. These ages make collagen lose elasticity, leading to sagging skin joint pain, weak muscles, and slow recovery. Refined sugar is sweet to your tongue, but bitter to your body. It increases inflammation, breaks down connective tissue, and even slows the production of new collagen. If you want to keep your skin youthful and your muscles strong, start spotting hidden sugars in your food soda, white bread, breakfast cereals, condensed milk, and even some low-fat yogurts. Remember this, Sorna. Cutting sugar isn't just about losing weight. It's about keeping your strength, flexibility, and youthful energy alive. 2. Fried foods. The silent destroyer behind the golden crust. Once I visited Robert, 70 years old, a man who used to be full of energy. But in recent years, he said he felt slower, his skin dry, and his limbs tired. When I looked at his diet, I saw a familiar pattern. "I don't eat sweets, doctor. I just like fried food, fries, fried chicken, a few donuts, that's all." But those crispy foods were silently destroying his collagen. When oil is heated to high temperatures, it creates free radicals, unstable molecules that attack connective tissue, breaking down collagen and elastin, robbing them of flexibility. And reused oil, common in fast food, is full of trans fats. These increase inflammation, lower oxygen levels in cells, and almost shut down collagen production. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who eat a lot of fried food have 25% less skin collagen than those who eat mostly fresh foods. I know it's hard to resist the smell of crispy fries, but if you truly want strong muscles, smooth skin, and flexible joints, let fried food be an occasional treat, not a daily habit. Try baking, steaming, or using an air fryer. Instead, your body will thank you, and so will your collagen. 3. Processed meats, the hidden enemy in your fridge. My dear friends, I want you to open your fridge and look at the familiar items: sausages, bacon, ham, salami. They might be tasty and convenient, but through the eyes of a geriatric doctor, I see them as silent thieves of youth. These foods are packed with nitrates, sulfates, and preservatives that destroy collagen and elastin fibers in your skin and muscles. They're also extremely high in salt, which dehydrates your body, dries your skin, and slows blood circulation, the perfect storm for faster collagen breakdown. I once had a patient, Mr. Henry, 65 years old, who worked in transportation and often ate deli sandwiches because they were convenient. After 5 years, he developed chronic joint pain and rapidly aging skin, despite not smoking or drinking. When we changed his diet, cutting out processed meats and adding vegetables and fish, after just 4 months, his inflammation dropped, his joint pain eased, and his skin looked noticeably brighter. That's not coincidence. When you stop feeding your body preservatives, your cells can breathe again, and the enzymes that rebuild collagen start working properly. Fresh, slow-cooked meat is a return to nature. Processed meat may be convenient, but it's a double-edged sword, and time will make you pay the price. 4. Alcohol and beer, the silent thief of skin and muscle. I won't deny that an occasional glass of red wine can be good for your heart, but the problem begins when occasionally turns into often, and one glass becomes 2 or 3. At that point, alcohol stops being a pleasure and becomes a slow destroyer. Alcohol reduces your body's absorption of vitamin C, zinc, and copper, 3 essential nutrients for collagen production. It also dehydrates your cells, leaving your muscles dry, and weak, your skin wrinkled, and your cellular renewal slower. Few people know this, but alcohol also damages the liver, and the liver regulates the enzymes that build collagen. When the liver is overworked, collagen production drops dramatically, making you feel and look older. I remember a patient, Mr. Thomas, 69 years old, a cheerful man who often drank beer with his friends. But in recent years, he began feeling weak. His eyes darkened, his skin sagged, and his knees hurt when standing. Tests showed his liver was stressed and his vitamin C levels were nearly depleted. After cutting down on alcohol for 3 months, he returned and said, "Doctor, I feel clearer, and strangely, I'm sleeping better." Exactly. When you let your liver rest, your body begins to heal from within, and so does your collagen. I often tell my patients, you don't have to quit drinking completely, just make sure alcohol doesn't control your life. A glass of wine with dinner is fine, but a daily habit silently steals your health before you notice. 5. Soda and excessive caffeine, the drought within your cells. If there's one thing collagen fears most, it's dehydration. Collagen works best when your body is hydrated, mineralized, and well circulated. But many people, especially after 50, have the habit of drinking soda, sugary soft drinks, or constant coffee without enough water. These drinks raise acidity in the blood, dehydrate cells, and reduce the activity of enzymes that build collagen. Caffeine in moderation can be stimulating, but too much, more than 3 cups of coffee a day, makes your body lose calcium, magnesium, and zinc, all essential minerals for muscle and connective tissue health. I often joke with my patients, caffeine is like a good friend, but if you talk to them all day, you'll have no energy left for anyone else, not even your collagen. Instead of soda or strong coffee, try warm water, mineral water, or light green tea. Green tea contains polyphenols, antioxidants that protect collagen from breaking down. And plain water, though simple, is the living environment of every cell, including the ones working tirelessly to build collagen that keeps you strong, steady, and alive. My dear friends, when we're young, we often think strength comes from outside, from the gym, from supplements, from instant energy. But as the years go by, I've learned that real strength comes from balance within. Preserving collagen means preserving muscle elasticity, joint flexibility, radiant skin, and the quiet confidence that your body still holds life within. Every time you put down a spoon of sugar, choose steamed instead of fried, or say no to a can of soda, you're giving yourself another day of health, another year of mobility, another decade of vitality. I always tell my patients, age may slow you down, but you decide how fast your body will age. Let every meal be an act of self-love. Because collagen doesn't just sustain your body, it reflects how deeply you value your life. I'm Dr. David. If you're on a journey to regain strength, flexibility, and joy after 60, remember this. Change doesn't begin with something big. It begins with a breakfast, a glass of water, a single right choice. My dear friends, in the previous parts, we talked about foods that help your body produce collagen and the enemies that destroy it. But here's a truth few people realize. You can eat all the collagen you want, but if your body can't absorb and use it, it means nothing. The human body is a delicate machine. It's not just about the ingredients you take in, but how your body processes and transforms them. So today, I want to share 5 golden nutrients, powerful allies that help activate, absorb, and fully utilize the collagen you consume. Think of them as collagen companions, like the musicians that make the orchestra of your health complete. 1. Vitamin C, the light switch of collagen. I often tell my patients, collagen is like a house being built, and vitamin C is the cement that binds the bricks together. Without vitamin C, collagen synthesis simply cannot happen. Your body needs vitamin C to convert the amino acids proline and lysine into hydroxyproline and hydroxylysine, 2 structural pillars of collagen fibers. In other words, without vitamin C, the collagen you eat will never be activated. I remember one of my patients, Mrs. Laura, 72 years old, who diligently took collagen powder every day, yet still suffered from dry skin, weak muscles, and joint pain. When I looked closely, I realized she rarely ate fresh fruits or vegetables. I told her collagen can't work without vitamin C. She began adding oranges, kiwi, strawberries, and red bell peppers to her diet. Just 2 months later, her skin looked brighter, and surprisingly, her stiff hands became flexible again. Vitamin C doesn't just activate collagen, it also fights free radicals, the silent enemies that destroy collagen early. You can find vitamin C naturally in Padarenan oranges, grapefruits, lemons, Kira winfrisurin, Sornishun kiwi, strawberries, guava, red bell peppers, kale, broccoli. Remember, vitamin C is easily lost in heat, so eat your veggies raw or lightly steamed. A glass of fresh orange juice in the morning or a salad with red peppers could be the key to turning on your body's collagen switch. 2. Zinc, the collagen engineer. If vitamin C is the switch, zinc is the engineer who keeps the construction running smoothly. Zinc participates in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, including those that connect collagen and elastin fibers. Without zinc, collagen may be produced, but it's unstable, brittle, and poorly structured. I once met a patient named Paul, 68 years old, whose skin was thin and easily bruised and whose muscles tired quickly despite a good diet. When tested, his zinc levels were very low. After adding seafood oats and pumpkin seeds to his meals within 6 weeks, his skin and muscle tone improved noticeably. Zinc also helps wounds heal, reduces inflammation, and strengthens immunity, all essential for healthy aging. Good zinc sources include foie on oysters, the king of zinc. Just 2 oysters can meet your daily need. Pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, oats. Chubish and lean beef, chicken liver, eggs. You don't need much, just consistency. A handful of roasted seeds or a bowl of oatmeal each morning can help your zinc engineer do his job well. 3. Copper, the blacksmith of collagen strength. If collagen were a rope, copper would be the blacksmith that gives it strength. Copper activates the enzyme lysyl oxidase responsible for cross-linking collagen fibers, creating durability and elasticity. Without copper, collagen may form, but it's weak and fragile, like a thread too thin to hold fabric together. I once met a woman, Evelyn, 63 years old, who ate quite well, but complained that her skin was sagging, her muscles were soft, and she tired easily. Tests showed she was severely deficient in copper because she avoided organ meats. After adding chicken liver, cashews, and pure cocoa within 2 months, her skin looked firmer and her energy returned. You can find natural copper in timanuari, organ meats, especially chicken or beef liver, sortia, nuts, cashews, almonds, walnuts. Twit, pure cocoa, mushrooms, whole grains. I know many people avoid liver for fear of cholesterol, but eating it once or twice a week is perfectly safe and vital for collagen strength. Remember, zinc and copper must stay in balance. Too much zinc without copper will also disrupt collagen synthesis. 4. Magnesium, the guardian of collagen. Magnesium is a mineral few people think about, but it's essential for protecting collagen from stress and free radicals. Magnesium is like a guard standing watch over the fortress of collagen, keeping it safe from oxidation and inflammation. It's involved in over 600 biochemical reactions in the body, including activating enzymes that create collagen, reducing inflammation, and maintaining the electrical balance in muscle cells. I had a patient, Mrs. Ann, 70 years old, who often suffered from leg cramps, poor sleep, and weak muscles. Tests showed she was severely low in magnesium. I told her, just add more greens and seeds to your meals. 3 weeks later, she called me and said, "Doctor, I'm sleeping better, and strangely, my skin looks fresher too." Exactly. When your body has enough magnesium, blood flows, better muscles are nourished, and collagen can finally thrive. You can find magnesium naturally in dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, collards, almonds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, avocado, soybeans, bananas, whole grains. Let your plate be filled with green, the color of vitality, of magnesium, and of cellular renewal. 5. High-quality protein, the foundation of collagen and muscle. My dear friends, collagen cannot exist without its building blocks, and those blocks are protein. I often tell my patients, collagen doesn't come from magic, it comes from a protein-rich meal every single day. As we age, our ability to synthesize protein declines, which means collagen production also drops. That's why people over 60 need enough high-quality protein to maintain both muscle mass and collagen fibers. High-quality protein means complete protein containing all 9 essential amino acids, including glycine, proline, lysine, and alanine, all vital components of collagen. The best sources are lean meats, chicken, beef, pork, fish, eggs, Greek yogurt, low-fat cheese, lentils, soybeans, quinoa. Many older adults eat very little meat because they're tired of it or worried about digestion. I understand that. But you can simply divide your portions, eat smaller amounts each meal, and add light protein snacks like yogurt, boiled eggs, or bean soup. This ensures your body always has the materials to build and repair collagen. A study from Tufts University in the US found that adults over 65 who consume enough protein, about 1.2 g per kg of body weight per day, have 20% higher muscle mass and better skin collagen density than those who eat less. Protein doesn't just nourish muscles, it nourishes resilience, recovery, and even mental strength. Because when you feel physically strong, your spirit becomes stronger too. My dear friends, I've met hundreds of patients, each with their own story, their own journey. Some came to me with muscle weakness, some with joint pain, others with dry skin or hair loss. But they all had one thing in common: they forgot that collagen never works alone. Collagen is a wonderful instrument, but to play the symphony of health, it needs a full orchestra: vitamin C, zinc, copper, magnesium, and protein. When these elements work in harmony, your body doesn't just have collagen, it knows how to use it in the right place, at the right time, in the right way. And I want you to remember this: your body never betrays you, it only responds to what you give it. If you feed it with good food, patience, and self-love, your collagen will awaken. Not only will you look younger, but you'll feel stronger, more flexible, and full of life. Let every meal be an act of love. A glass of orange juice in the morning, a handful of roasted pumpkin seeds, a few slices of salmon, or a bowl of chicken soup, they may seem small, but to your body they are messages of life, recovery, and graceful aging. After more than 30 years in medicine, I've learned this truth. Age may change how we look, but wisdom and self-care decide how we age. And collagen, that invisible thread, connects our health, our mind, and our faith in life. Nourish it every day, just a little, and you'll see that aging can still be the most beautiful chapter of your life. Ayarin, Kunarmaintanam. My dear friends, we've walked a long journey together, from understanding collagen's role to learning how to nurture, protect, and activate it through simple daily choices. But now I want you to pause and ask yourself, how long has it been since I truly listened to my body? For over 30 years, I've met countless patients who only start caring about their health when their bodies cry out for help. But trust me, your body has been whispering for years. Sometimes we're just too busy, too tired, or too confident that everything's fine. Collagen may sound scientific, but it's really the language of life. Every time your joints crack, your legs tire, your skin dries, or you can't sleep well, that's your body saying, I'm growing weaker. Please take care of me again. And the beautiful truth is, you still can at any age. I've seen 70-year-olds rebuild muscle, 65-year-olds hiking again, and 60-year-olds rediscover flexibility they thought was lost forever. Not because of pills or miracles, but because they made one simple decision to live differently starting today. Many believe aging means slowing down, weakening, or depending on others. But I don't believe that. I believe that turning 60 can be the beginning of something new, deeper, calmer, and stronger. Because when you care for your body with understanding, you're honoring your life itself. A bowl of warm bone broth, a grilled piece of salmon, or a humble chicken soup, they may seem small, but they are acts of love. When you eat mindfully, sleep deeply, breathe slower, and walk gently, you're rebuilding collagen energy and your faith in yourself. Aging may slow your pace, but it can't take away your spirit. And when your spirit is strong, your body will respond slowly, steadily, faithfully, just like the sunrise every morning. I once asked a 75-year-old patient, Mrs. Ruth, "Are you afraid of aging?" She smiled, her eyes calm and bright, and said, "No, doctor. I'm not afraid of growing old. I'm only afraid of not living fully." That answer stayed with me. Because aging isn't frightening. It's only frightening when we stop loving our bodies, when we stop believing in their ability to heal. Every cell in your body is still fighting, still renewing every single day. Collagen can still be produced if you give it the right conditions. Muscles can still grow stronger if you give them a reason to move. And your heart can still beat with joy if you give it moments of gratitude and peace. Start today with just one small action. I don't want you to finish this video and forget it tomorrow. I want you to act, even if it's just a single step. Begin with something simple. A warm breakfast with bone broth. Printing a light lunch with fish, eggs, and greens. A glass of orange juice instead of strong coffee. Or just a quiet walk in your garden, breathe deeply and smile to yourself. Because those small choices repeated each day become habits of healing. And those habits rebuild the foundation of health, helping you feel younger, not only in your body, but in your heart. My dear friends, we all know time cannot be reversed, but we can slow its footprints. With knowledge, with care, with love for ourselves. Never believe it's too late. Your body is still listening every day, every hour. Just start today, eat well, rest enough, move gently, and keep your mind calm, and you'll see the miracle. Your body will respond. Collagen will awaken, and you will feel more alive than ever. I believe every person after 60 can live healthy, happy, and beautiful lives. Not to turn back time, but to live more fully, more deeply, and with more gratitude for every breath we have. If you found this message helpful, please click like, share it with your friends or loved ones in their 50s and 60s to remind them that health isn't luck, it's a choice. And don't forget to subscribe. In future videos, we'll explore nutrition movement and recovery after 60, a world where age is not a limit, but a journey to rediscover yourself. Let's build a community together where every older adult can proudly say, I'm not getting old, I'm just slowing down to live deeper.